Hi, this is Maria from SAS, and in this tutorial we're going to review what it means when a script step is required and what it means to skip verification on a script step. So let's open up the Call Script Builder by clicking Campaigns from the menu on the left, and then under Active Campaigns, click on the Details icon to the far right of the campaign you'd like to review. Then in the upper right corner, click Edit Your Script, and that's going to open the Call Script Builder. So we'll open up a couple of paths here. PIN is not valid. If you receive that error message, just close out of this window. Give it a few seconds and click Edit Your Script again. And the Call Script Builder should open. And there it is. So I'm going to just open up a couple of paths so we can see what we have. So let's do calling for a tow and calling for information. So essentially we have three different possibilities here. We have a step that has verify with a line through it to the right. We have a step that has nothing to the right. And then we have a step that has a little red asterisk to the right. Now, if I click on the very first step here, first name, you can see that on the right-hand side here, under the text, we have required and skip verification. Skip verification has been checked. So what that means is that when the operator asks this question, they're going to continue directly on to the next question without verifying the information that they took from the caller. You can see the same thing here with last name. We are not verifying the information. We're going right to phone number. But if you look at phone number where there's nothing on the right-hand side, you'll notice that nothing here is checked. So we are not going to skip verification. We are going to verify the phone number of the caller. So when the operator gets to this step, they're going to repeat the information back to the caller to make sure that they have it correctly. This is something that we generally recommend for phone number and email. And then if you look at address tow, we'll click here. This has the little red asterisk. What that denotes is that this is a required step. So on the right-hand side here, we have this check mark next to required, and the operator will not be able to continue with the call unless the caller provides them with that information. So if they reach the address step and the caller says, no, I don't want to give you my information, the operator will have to say, I'm sorry, I'm unable to continue with this call without the information. And then if the caller still refuses, the operator will have to close the call at that moment. Now you can also have skip verification checked here. So let's just check skip verification and then click Save. Then I'm going to just click on search and then go back to the other menu just so it can repopulate. It's kind of like hitting refresh. So we'll click on the search tab and then we'll go back to call script. Then we're going to open up our paths again. And you can see that address tow now has not only the red asterisk next to it, but also verify with a line through it. So that means that not only is this step required, but we are also skipping verification. So whatever the address is that they're getting, they're just going to continue on and not verify that with the caller. Obviously, that's not recommended. If you're taking an address, you would want the exact address. But in this case, this was just to show you that you can, in fact, have both of these together. So let's click on Statement Tow. Now this is just a statement. So this isn't something that the operator is going to ask of the caller. It's something that they're just going to say. So there's no need for anything here regarding skipping verification or required. This is, again, just something that the operators are going to say, and this is not information that we are taking from a caller. So if we move on, let's look at credit card. So credit card has this red asterisk, but you'll notice that on the right-hand side, we don't see required or skip verification. Well, it has a red asterisk, so doesn't that mean it's required? Yes, it does, because every credit card step is going to be a required step. If you have credit card built into your script, it will always be required, so we'll not continue with the call without that information. So for example, in this path calling for a tow, we want to take payment from the caller before we dispatch someone to assist them. And if we want to make a change here, let's go to company name here, and we're going to skip verification on this. So what we're going to do is on the right-hand side, just check skip verification, just as we did earlier with address tow. We're going to click Save in the lower left corner. And then just to show you that it is kind of refreshed and repopulated here, we will go back, and here's our company name, and you can see that it now has a verify with a line through it. Now when you're entering in new steps, so we're going to open up this path calling to place an order. Let's minimize these to make it a little easier for us. So calling to place an order, I have a new step here, and I'm going to start building this path. So if I click here, and then I click my first name step, click continue, and we're just going to do first name order, and then we're going to click save. Now if I don't check anything here, the system is going to default to having the step with no verification, or with verification rather, and no requirement. So when you're building steps, so let's click on new step here and we'll build in the last name. If I click last name and I click continue, once this step comes up, I'm going to want to decide what I want down here. So do I want to skip verification or do I want the step to be required? So I'm going to skip verification on this, and then I'm going to click save. So this is kind of a little easier when you're building a new path for yourself. It's easier to just do this while you're building it as opposed to going back in and having to rebuild that and recheck those boxes and click save, etc. So if you do it while you're building the path, it kind of saves you a step along the way. So typically speaking, we don't want the operator to skip verification on this, but just for our purposes, we're going to click this and then click save, just so you can see that you have a couple of things here where the verification is skipped, and we have this first name order here where we did not check either of these boxes. And let's just do a required step. So we will just put a credit card step in here, just for kicks, and then click continue, and then we're going to click save, and you'll see that the credit card step comes up as required. So that is a really basic undertaking of the script steps and requiring and skipping verification. So if you have any questions, give customer support a call. Otherwise, good luck using your call script builder.